I think, yeah. Can a volunteer light a candle? Anyone else would like to light a candle? We have one more candle. Yes, yes. Okay, sit down. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Before the meditation, let's do our regular chanting. Please turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ නමෝ තස්සේ භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ නමෝ තස්සේ භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Next page. The five precepts. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, kāmesu micchācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, suramiraya majja pamadatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagavā arahang sammā sambuddho විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko paccattāṃ veditabbo viññōhīti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Adde purisa punggala Isa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyak kettang lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditena dīpena tamadang sina tiloka dīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamunudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhāya yuttena dūpinahang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyang tang puja bhajana muttamang. Offering of flowers. Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami munindasya siripada saroruhi pujayami buddhang kusumena nina punyena etena labhami mokkhaṃ uppang nilayati yatha idam me kāyo tatayati vināsa bhāvaṃ. Offering of water. Adivāsetu no bhante pāniyang parikampitang anukampang upādāya patiganhātu uttama. Offering of drinks. Adivāsetu no bhante gilāne paccayang imang anukampang upādāya Patigan hatuttemu. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbethani supatittitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Namaste Namaste Mano Radhe Nante Yang Punya Sandang Wipulang Alatang Tansanu Hatan Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind-made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that followed the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind-made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
You can put the chanting books in the caddies behind the chair. Okay, let us do this meditation on loving kindness and mindfulness. And again, this is a very precious moment in our life that we have got an opportunity to pay our 100% of attention to our body and mind. Most of the time, our attention is not within ourselves. Our attention is not within our body and mind. Our attention is arrested by so many things around us. But this is a very precious moment that we can bring all that attention to ourselves, to our body and mind. And that way we can really take a moment to notice and observe how our body is feeling, how our mind is behaving. But at the same time, we can also invite techniques to train our mind. So we'll be doing loving kindness meditation, training our basic capacity to laugh, our goodwill. We will cultivate it, and then with mindfulness meditation, we will develop our ability to have wisdom, insight, and clarity. So make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. Rejoice this moment, appreciate this moment. And this is truly a great moment for us to take care of our body and mind. And with that appreciation and joy, make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome gathering, this wholesome space, and this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and the chant. And throughout this bell and the chant, try to gather your attention to this moment. Try to pay attention to your body, where your body is touching, and how your muscles are pressed against the cushion or the chair. Feel that point of contact. And any other parts of the body, if you have any sensation with your clothes, just pay attention to those sensations and bring your attention to your body throughout the bell and the chant. Gather your attention and be in your body.
Dear spiritual friends, with that calming sound of chanting and the bell, let's settle down right here. Adjusting your body into a comfortable meditative posture. Try to be right here. You are keeping your upper body upright and chin somewhat parallel to the floor. Both palms are resting on your lap. Right palm on the top of left palm. And your both eyes are closed gently. This is your meditative posture. Try to be in this still and stable posture during the meditation. If you feel you want to change or move your body meanwhile the meditation, do it slowly and mindfully. Otherwise, try your best to be in this motionless, stable posture. Now, being in this sitting posture, take a moment to feel how you are keeping your body. Feel the entire body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Feel the whole body and relax. Relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. Feel your feet, your lower legs, upper legs. Back muscles, belly muscles, chest muscles, and relax. Relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. Feel your chest area and both shoulders. Taking a deep breath, a slow breath, and releasing the air through your nostrils. Feel the relaxation in your upper body. Feel your upper arms, lower arms, palms, fingers, and fingertips. You can feel how the fingers are touching each other. Feel that contact sensation in between your fingers. Feel your neck area, your facial muscles, forehead, and the top of your head. And relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. You are right here. You are relaxed. Now it's time to notice your mind, where your mind is right now, and what is really happening there. Mindfully observe what is going on in your mind in this moment. Thoughts, various thoughts arise in your mind. Keep observing and mindfully noticing. Let any thought occur in the mind. Mindfully observe and notice them. There are pleasant thoughts and unpleasant thoughts, wholesome or unwholesome thoughts. Thoughts arise in your mind in many forms, such as people, objects, ideas, memories. They are just thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. Without any judgment, keep observing, not allowing to the thoughts to drag your attention beyond this meditative object. Be with your mind. Be right here. Observing and noticing the thoughts, you understand the nature of your mind and how thoughts arise in your mind. With this understanding, now you can generate wholesome thoughts, positive thoughts in your mind purposefully. Let's cultivate wholesome thoughts in our minds. In this meditation, we are cultivating loving kindness, loving friendliness. To wish everyone to be well, to be happy, to be peaceful. Just imagine there's a beautiful baby in front of you having a nice smile. Your mind may be full of love. That is unconditional love. Such a love, such a compassion, kindness. Now you are going to cultivate in your mind without exception to all beings. You can start from yourself. Think about yourself, your body, your mind, your life. Feel yourself right here. The person sitting right here. This being. Think about yourself Cultivate loving kindness. Extend the wishes of loving kindness for yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I be safe. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May my mind be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. Now generate loving kindness and radiate throughout your body, wishing a healthy body. May my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Radiate loving kindness into each and every parts of the body, into all the systems, into all the internal functions and the organs of the body, starting from the skin into all the internal organs. Even in this moment, those systems, the functions, the organs, they are functioning for you. Deeply appreciating that support, radiate loving kindness throughout the body. May the skin, the muscles, and the bones of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May all the systems, including the respiratory system, the vital function of the body, the cardiovascular system, cardiac muscles, the digestive system, the genitourinary system, the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, the immune system, the brain, the sensory faculties, the eyes, ears, nose, and tongue. May all the systems, the organs, and the functions of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. Observe your mind. You are generating the thoughts of loving kindness. You made the wishes of loving kindness for yourself. Now you can expand your loving kindness beyond yourself. The loving kindness you are generating is boundless, no limits. Now let's expand our loving kindness to all other beings. Let's start from right here. Think about all the friends who are around you, who are practicing the same meditation with you. Genuinely, let's make the wishes of loving kindness. Let's share the wishes of loving kindness with each other. May all these friends be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. May all these friends be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. While you are extending your loving kindness to others, to these friends, feel the loving kindness they are sending. Now let's expand our loving kindness beyond this room as a spiritual community. Let's make the same wishes to all others. You can think about your beloved ones in your life, your family members, relatives, friends, neighbors, co-workers. Think about them and extend the same wishes for them. May all of them be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. May all my family members, relatives, friends be safe, be healthy, be healed, Be healed. Be healed. Now let's expand our loving kindness beyond the circle of beloved ones. There are so many other beings, not only human beings. You can extend the wishes of loving kindness to all the animals, to all the other creatures. Let's extend the same wishes of loving kindness to all beings, visible or invisible, living near or far away places. There are so many beings, there are so many human beings who are suffering due to many conditions, even in this moment, maybe in this neighborhood, in neighboring neighborhoods, in this country, anywhere else in this universe. Let's extend our genuine wishes of loving kindness for them to be free from suffering, to be free from fear, to have peaceful minds. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Let's expand our loving kindness more and more, sitting right here. May all beings living in this neighborhood be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. Expand more and more. Your loving kindness is boundless. Without exception, extend your loving kindness to all beings living in neighboring neighborhoods in this city, in this country, in this world, in this universe. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Sitting right here, extend your wishes of loving kindness into every direction, into the direction of the front, back, left, right, above, and below. May all beings who are living in every direction be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Repeating it in your mind, generate your boundless loving kindness to all beings. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. I'll chant it in Pali. Listening to the chanting, you can generate your boundless, genuine wishes of loving kindness to all beings, wishing them to have peaceful minds. Sabbi Santa Bhavantu Sukhi Tanta 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 May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Observe how the loving kindness has made your mind peaceful. Enjoy the peace within. Enjoy the loving kindness you are generating. loving kindness. Loving kindness has made your mind peaceful. With this peaceful mind, now you can gently move your attention to observe your breath. If you have changed your posture, try to keep your upper body upright, keeping your chin somewhat parallel to the floor. Take a deep breath slowly and hold it for a while and release the air through your nostrils. Keep your awareness in between your upper lip and nostrils and take few more deep breaths. You can feel any other subtle sensations or any changes happening in your body. Meanwhile, you are breathing in and out. Then slowly you can come into a normal, natural breath. Mindful breathe in and mindful breathe out until you hear the sound of the bell. Be with the breath. You can feel how your mind functions, how different other thoughts occur. That's natural. But mindful observe how thoughts arise. Mindfully drag your attention into the breath. Now let's count our breath. Mindfully take 5 breaths. Count 5 breaths. Now 4 breaths. Mindfully take 4 breaths. Now take 3 breaths mindfully. Two breaths. One breath. A deep, slow, single breath. Tuk kap pataj niduk kha bhayap pataj nibbaya sukap pataj nisoka huntu sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering Be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. And let's take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have this peaceful meditation in our life. And let's deeply feel grateful to all the enlightened masters and the teachers in the past who transmitted this practice, this wisdom from generation to generation. And you can appreciate the guidance, the instructions you received for your meditation today. And let's deeply feel grateful to anyone else who helped us to practice this meditation peacefully, comfortably, and who cleaned and arranged this place for you, who are taking care of this center for you. Let's deeply feel grateful for them. And even these non living things, let's deeply appreciate that support. The chair, the cushion you are sitting on, this bell, the device which helped to connect this meditation from home. So, with deep gratitude and appreciating the support to conclude our meditation, let's say sadhu 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that you give 100% attention to yourself. Thank you, Bante, for the guidance and the beautiful chanting. Yeah. Any sharing or thoughts about your experience and practice today? Yes.
I was wondering during the practice, is there anything I can do in this life so that when I reborn, I'm a man and I can become a monk and do what you guys do?
Yeah. Very wholesome wish. You can still become a monk or nun, even being a female.
Well, I know.
Yeah, but
there's
you
more
prefer
monks.
you
I
prefer.
don't-
No.
There's only been 2 nuns that I've
No,
taken
maybe
pictures.
here, but if you get the calculation, I think if you go to, for example, Taiwan, you have 4 times more nuns than the monks. Yeah. Of course, in some countries don't have. That's true. Yeah. But anyway, so your preference to be a man is your own wish, but there's no hindrance for you to become a ordained, just being a female. That's what I want to clarify. So we did loving kindness meditation and breathing meditation. We didn't do anything thinking meditation.
Well, I don't have control over that right now.
Question.
Yeah.
So in thinking about the loving kindness meditation, I've been thinking about people that I'm in conflict with,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering if you could share anything about any Buddhist traditions for conflict resolution, or how to hold conflicts while it's hard,
Okay.
and if there's any practices in that direction.
We'll talk about your question after the session.
Okay.
Yeah, it requires a little long. Yeah. So You are interested in principles of conflict resolutions, or how we can deal with people, or even the memories with the people who we had some conflicts. Second one.
Um, all of those things. I think that conflict resolution is maybe even rushing the end of the process a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm wondering about maybe even just how to hold conflict and how to hold the connection with the person that you're in conflict with, and if there's practices in this tradition for that.
Yeah, I think the whole conflict resolution as a whole practice have number of practices we do. Even like thinking about like it requires not only one person, it requires a community, it requires a group. But if we talk about with reference to meditation, how we can deal with people that we had some issues with, and that's slightly different. So that's how we first try to resolve within ourselves. But that doesn't mean that the whole issue is resolved. So then we have to have next step to get help and support from others, teachers, to come to resolve that. But when it comes to how we first resolve within ourselves, is that because I think we have a feeling like hurtful feeling. We have been hurt because of the incident, or whatever happened. So that can be issue that we are dealing with, and then we don't feel friendly towards those people. So in loving kindness meditation, we can try, but first we try to expand our loving kindness to people that we know, and then of course larger community. And there is a part of meditation when you really feel confident and strong in our loving kindness, then we can bring to our mind people who are unfriendly. But we do it only when we feel very strong and confident in the loving kindness. Otherwise, we don't want to lose our peace in the meditation session. But that's the goal. Ultimately, we should be able to even bring those people to mind. Yeah. So one way we try to resolve our own hurtful feeling is to develop some kind of understanding and empathy of the people who have hurt us. Because in Buddhist understanding, any person will hurt or do harmful things, aggressive things, violent things. They will do it not because they are evil. There's no such thing called evil. They are what we call, they are unskillful. That means they haven't developed the skill to deal with their own negative tendencies. So we look at people who are harming others, hurting others. We look at them as unskillful. And also the unskillfulness come from ignorance, not like a lack of clarity. So rather than looking at them like they are nasty, they are mean, they are evil, if we develop deep understanding that they are unskillful, they are ignorant, I mean that they don't know better than that still, but they have the opportunity to grow beyond that. So that doesn't. So thinking like looking at those people in that way, like they are, and then they are unskillful, they are ignorant, and so they need help.
So we should have compassion for them.
That's what we are going to have, but we are not going to forcefully feel that. But what we contemplate, they didn't know. They are unskillful, and they are unwise, and they need help. And because of this unskillfulness, this negative habit, they may be hurting so many other people, and they may be creating bad karma for themselves, and then they will ultimately have the consequences for that. Definitely their life is not going to have a better end. So in that way we develop some kind of empathy and compassion. So that way we first resolve our own ill feeling. That doesn't mean that our hurtful feelings all gone, but we just develop that understanding. As you say, we can contain the conflict. We can contain it, like not really forgetting, not even the idea of forgiving, but understanding. Of course, forgiveness is something we can do, but actually, when you deeply understand, there's no need to forgive because we don't have any ill feeling to forgive in the first place. So we can, but we develop with this empathy, and then so therefore, in loving kindness meditation, when you think about people who have hurt us and harm us, and even harm others, one wish we can do to them: may they be wiser. And I had a lot of conversation with people who have hard time of wishing well-being to people who have hurt them and harmed them, because they really cannot wish them may you be happy, because they have hurt them so much. They don't want them to be happy because they have destroy your happiness. So you don't feel like wishing them to be happy. But when I ask, okay, don't wish them happy, but can you just wish them to be wiser? Wish them to be, have some clarity, wish them to be wiser. That we can do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
I heard once that wishes are very powerful.
Determinations, yeah. There are different, so what we call wish, we can have, simple wishes, just our willingness, our liking, but there are different forms of wishes.
He wishes that person to,
Yeah.
Yes,
but there are different levels of wishes. We can have a casual wish, like, random wish, but, kind of powerful wish we call determination. You do it, after you do certain, preparation and certain chanting, and then with a strong focused mind, you do a strong wish. So this is different from, casual wishes that we make.
What if the roles are reversed? What if you don't have a problem with conflict with others, it's internal, and you don't have the conflicts inside, and you can't get along with yourself?
Great. That's the kind of mind we want.
Oh yeah, because it's fun to have. Living, it's a joy. I can solve problems with outside. It's internal peace and forgiveness that's might be.
Yeah, it's normal, it's natural, it's human to have those kind of hurtful feeling, those kind of conflicts. It's human, right? So our goal is to train our mind that we will transcend those normal hurtful feelings. Yeah. So the goal is, in the Loving Kindness Sutra, we will chant later. There's a term called asapatto. That means you train yourself to become a person who has no enemies in the world.
Including yourself.
Exactly, including yourself. A person with no enemies in the world. That's where we want to be. That doesn't mean that there can be people who don't like us. There will be, but for our mind, we have no opponents. We have no enemies. That's where we want to be. Okay, coming to schedule question. Okay, but it's important to address our real relevant issues, right? Yeah. So let's move to our schedule discussion, which is we are learning our chanting book these days. So we are in the section on the 5 precepts. That is page number 6. So the 5 precepts are part of our Buddhist practice in our journey towards self-transformation. And we are all in a journey of self-transformation. And when you complete your transformation, you can call it enlightenment. But before we reach there, there's a lot of levels of transformation that can happen in between. So we are more focusing on that. So this whole journey of self-transformation starts when we have a clear understanding of how suffering arises in our mind. That comes from, start from the basic, we call right understanding or right view. And when we truly understand, how suffering arises in our mind, so we can suffering in the sense of, normal day-to-day, painful experiences, hurtful experience we are going through, but also more deeper level, more underlying dissatisfaction, underlying unhappiness, underlying, state of emptiness or lack of satisfaction would be that level. There are many levels that we experience this state, what you call dukkha. And so the whole spiritual practice start with the deep understanding that this, whatever forms of suffering, whether it's simple or deeper or intermediate, comes to us due to number of causes and conditions. They are not completely caused by others. They are also not completely caused by ourselves. It's a causal phenomena. And one important, but as an individual, we also add very important elements to it. So in our spiritual, so understanding that our experience of suffering or disappointment or unhappiness is a result of causes and conditions. No one to blame. Is a cause. It's a mechanism. It's a causal process. So then we make a decision. We make an aspiration that I want to live a life to overcome this state of dissatisfaction or suffering for myself and for others. So therefore, we started whole spiritual journey as our whole goal is to transcend dukkha, transcend this suffering, transcend this unhappiness, and that's the goal. So, and once we have that aspiration, after right understanding, you have a right resolutions. You make a decision to live your life in a way that you don't add any more suffering to yourself, you don't add any more suffering to others. You make the resolution, but then you have to live by that, right? So then the next step will be the precepts that you try to live your life to minimize as much suffering you can do to others, and also as much suffering you will do to yourself. And that those are the next three steps, which includes precepts: right action, right livelihood, and right speech. But then, of course, later then the meditation comes at the last, more at the last level, that we really address the real underlying fundamental causes and conditions that will, lead us to unhappiness, more deeper, levels of emotions. But precepts are a very practical way of making our life less troublesome. So we learn that precepts, the 5 precepts, they are not commandments, they are not rule. If you read it, you say, I take the precept to abstain from taking life, right? So you don't say that there's no like thou shall not do this. That's not how we look at the precept. Precepts are voluntary observations, and you recognize the certain behaviors that will make your life miserable. And you recognize certain behavior that will bring more suffering to others. Very obvious behaviors. And then you make a decision, I will refrain from doing that. More like a damage control. I will refrain from doing this very obvious thing. So we are talking about the 3rd precept today. That is sexual misconduct. And that is one of the behaviors that will make our life full of troubles, right? So learning how to manage our sensual pleasures and learning how to manage our sexual relationships is so important to make our life peaceful and less of troubles. So this precept addresses that, the very basic human need, very basic human drive. So in Buddhist understanding, sensual and sexual desires or pleasures are not seen as evil, but they are seen as very primary levels of needs, and they are not seen as bad, but they are seen as imperfect. means that ultimately not satisfying. Yeah. So that's the issue. So therefore, if we limit ourselves to that level of happiness, we are not really utilizing our human life to the fullest extent, because that's the very bare minimum level of happiness that any living being is experiencing. So as human beings, we can have more higher forms of happiness. So so the taking the precept, I take the precept to abstain from sexual misconduct. And this is so when you think about misconduct, how it become a misconduct. In two ways it can become misconduct. One way is that who is the partner of that behavior. Based on the partner, it can be a proper conduct or misconduct. Other one is how you do it. Means that whether you do it with a genuine relationship, outward and genuine relationship, or whether you are doing it with certain kind of force, certain kind of manipulation. So those are the two ways that it can become misconduct. But when we use the term karma, right, Bhante, it can have a broader meaning of sensual pleasures. But in terms of lay life, it has been already clearly defined as sexual misconduct. But we can also understand in broader sense that sensual, enjoying or indulging our sensual pleasures within a moral framework. We can gratify our eye, can gratify ear, gratify our nose, and gratify our five senses, but do it within a moral framework. Means that you are doing it in a way that you don't create any more troubles or suffering to others, and also making sure that you respect your own body and you respect your own values and your senses too, like not misusing, not abusing our senses.
All the five senses, right? That is why this kamesu means.
The plural, right?
Plural,
the plural,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So there's this precept has a very specific definition too, and it is given that how it can be a misconduct if the partner of this if the partner is someone under care of parents or brothers or sisters or relatives. If the partner is still under care of guardians, and it is a misconduct, whether you have consent or not, that means basically minors. Or even not minor, but it's still you are like under the protection of maybe people maybe in terms of age, maybe more age, but maybe maturity is not there. So its definition is that if the sexual partner is still under the protection of elders, that is a misconduct. And then and also if the partner has no independence, means if a partner is a prisoner or like has no independence, doesn't have a choice, that's also misconduct. And also if a partner has taken a vow for celibacy, or they may have following certain family tradition to be celibate until a particular age, so then it is a misconduct. And also if the partner is at least have a temporary arrangement, like it says that in those days people if they have an engagement, they will put a garland on the other partner. They haven't really married, but they have kind of casual engagement. Not casual, but informal engagement. So even having a
like our engagement.
maybe yes, yeah. Those days like a garland, yeah. That is what it says, yeah. So that can be a misconduct. And those are like a definition. But I think we should understand the basic value of the precept, but those are the specifics. Yeah. The other one will be, if the sexual behavior is coming from any kind of violent, forced, or coercive union, not only physical, but that forced behavior can also be mental, like psychologically, not really physical, but maybe creating an environment that you have no choice. Yeah. So those are called misconduct. And the point is that when you engage in the kind of misconduct, it will definitely create a lot of mental disturbances in you, and also a lot of mental disturbances and suffering in the other partner. Right? So you are, maybe you may have temporary pleasure, definitely creates a lot of suffering on the other party. And then, of course, it will eventually create a lot of mental disturbances and a lot of suffering for you also, a lot of troubles. So, making a principle in life, there's no prohibition of having sexual relationship, but do it in a way that you don't harm or hurt others, but within the moral framework. And then, so that way, that pleasure will not turn into suffering later. And
later we talk about talk about the long-term commitment as well.
yeah, or the other one, yeah. Yes, I think, yeah, this is the vows we make, right? Yeah. So I think in Buddhism, the marriage is completely a social contract. It doesn't have a special religious significance in Buddhist tradition. Of course, that is how we should live our life. That's how we procreate and we have families. But it's not given like a sacrament, like given like a religious significance in Buddhism. It's simply a social contract. But of course, you can use that marriage as an opportunity to care for each other, and then of course raise a family, and then be a parent. That is a real wholesome transformation can happen to a person, because a parent will embody the highest spiritual qualities once you become a parent. So those things are appreciated, but not necessarily marriage. Yeah. So therefore, so I think the Buddhist precept is more concerned about like a long-term commitment, whether it's a marriage or not. That's a different thing. It depends on society, depends on social, norms. During the time of the Buddha, there were many kings who have more than one wives. But yeah, I think actually the way that Buddha established his community, that he didn't want to go and impose his ideas to kings or larger community. He only guided his the community whoever accept his his teaching and become his disciples. So Buddha created his own enclosed community, what we call monks, nuns, and lay followers, male and female lay followers. So he only guided people who are in that community. He doesn't try to impose those things to larger community, but that community continued to grow. So he don't go around and criticize kings and all this. So he didn't get into a lot of troubles.
When he was a king as a
Oh, yeah.
prince, he used to have same thing.
Same thing, yes. When he was a prince, yeah, he had the same luxuries. And in fact, later he recalled his young life. Before he renounced, he said that my father built 3 palaces for me for 3 different seasons, and I remember one time I spent my whole rainy season in the palace, and with so many female attendants, and everyone's the only male in that whole palace was me. He had such a luxurious life. But what he said that even though I had such a luxury, I was not infatuated. I was not blinded by that pleasure. I somehow was able to able to see the see the drawback of that kind of life, because you cannot maintain such a pleasure, and you will not be fully satisfied. Okay, I think it's about so we can have it's very basic level of happiness we get to our sensual indulgence. But let's say we did it within the moral framework, and we had a kind of commitment to our life. And then when you think about that, you think about our own commitment, our own discipline, sensual indulgence. When you reflect that later, it gives us a higher level of happiness than the happiness of the sensual indulgence. So Buddha talked about different levels of happiness. One basic level of happiness is happiness of sensual indulgence. But then there are other levels of happiness. Happiness of generosity, when you are able to share. Let's say you have a chance to eat your food, or you also have a chance to share it with others. Let's say you were able to donate your lunchbox to someone one day, right? So you can have a happiness of eating the food, but there's also a higher level of happiness when you think about when you get the chance to give it to someone, so happiness of generosity. In the same way, there's also happiness called happiness of blamelessness. Happiness of blamelessness, happiness of purity of the conduct. And that's a higher form of happiness. Yeah. So it's being smart, actually, about life, whether you're aiming for higher forms of happiness or whether you still, stay in the very base level of happiness. Okay. Yes. So with that, we can then move to the next part of the program, right? So okay, so just understand that when every week we observe, we read this precept. That means we renew our vows. So in Buddhist tradition, you would do it again and again, again and again. The reason that we renew our vows is that maybe we may have transgressed them. That is why we need to renew them. Of course, that doesn't mean that we should always break them, but the idea is that they are precepts. So we need to we may in some cases transgress them, but we should not stop the training. We should renew them again and again, or at least remind us that these are the principles that we live by, and the reminder is also helpful. So that's what every Wednesday we read them. Okay. So with that, let us move to the other part of the program. We will turn to page number 14. Let us now take this moment to share our good merits that we have generated here now by coming to this meditation and doing this wholesome practice and engaging in this wholesome discussion. We were able to keep our mind somewhat wholesome way, pure way. By doing that, we have generated so much good karma, so much good merits, good energy in our mind. Now we can share these merits with all others. First of all, let us recall to our mind our departed family members, our ancestors, and whoever had such a great love and care for us, who are no more with us today. Let us bring them to mind and let us be grateful to them. Let us share these merits with them. May they rejoice in these merits. May they be benefited by these merits. May they be well, happy and peaceful wherever they may be. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavata hi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe deva anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe bhuta anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe satta anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world. Let us take a moment to do a strong wish, a strong determination now. By doing this meditation, and we have make our mind little bit powerful at this moment. With this powerful mind, we will make a powerful wish, powerful aspiration and determination. May all the people who are involved in all forms of conflicts, and especially people who are in the possession of power, possession of authority, people who are making decisions, may they all have some wisdom, may they all have some sanity and compassion and empathy towards all people. And may they make decisions to save lives. May they make decisions to resolve their conflicts in a non-violent way. May they find ways to meet their needs without conflicts and killing. May they find ways to resolve and meet their concern without violence. And may they all ultimately be wise and mindful and compassionate. And may they bring peace to the world. Let us read together. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By the virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be hateful. Now we will do a blessing chant. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra given by the Buddha with great compassion for living beings. We will chant the same sutra for you now, wishing you all good health, peace and happiness, and a strength and courage to overcome your difficulties. And may you be blessed with clarity of your mind to rise above all your challenges. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, friends who need help. Keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma තස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමිච්ඡ සක්ඛෝ ජෝච සෝජෝච සුවාචෝ චස්ස මුදුවනති මානි සන්තුස්සකෝච සුභරෝච අම්පකිච්ඡෝච සල්ලහුක හොන්ති සංත්‍රින්ද්‍රියෝ च निपकोच अप्पगम्बो कुलेषु अननुगिन्दो न च कुन्दं समाचरे किञ्चेन विඤ්ඤो परे उपवदेयं सुखिनो वाकेमिनो हन्तु सब्बे सन्ता भवन्तु सुखितन्ता ये केचिपान भूतन्ति तसावातावरावा अनवशेषादिगावा ये महान्तावा मज्जिमारंसकानुकतुलादिट्टावा येव अद्दिट्टा ये च दूरे वसन्ति अविदूरे भूतावा संभविष्यति वा सब्बे सन्ता भवन्तु सुखितन्ता न परोपरं निकुम्भित नातिमन्येत कन्तचिनं कञ्चे व्यारोसना पटिग संज्ञानान्यमन्यंस दुःखमिच्चैय माता यथा नियं पुन्तं आयुषा एक पुन्तमनुरङ्के एवंपि सम्भूतेषु मानसं भावये अपरिमाणं मित्तं च सम्भलोकस्मिन् मानसं भावये अपरिमाणं मुद्दं अदोचतिर्यं च असम्बादं अवीरं असपन्तं दिट्टं चरं निसिन्नो वासयानो वायावतंस विगतमिन्दो एतं सतिं अदिट्ठेय ब्रह्ममेतं विहारं इदमाहो दिट्ठिं च अनुपगम्य शीलवादंसनेन सम्पन्नो कामेषु विनीय गेदं नहि जातु गम्भसीयं पुनरेति एतेन सच्च वज्जेन सोत्थिते होतु सम्पदा एतेन सच्च वज्जेन सम्भरोगो विनश्यतु एतेन सच्च वज्जेन होतु ते जय मङ्गलम् Sabbitiyo vivanjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatpantarayu sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba
බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ.
Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past week. Take a moment to reflect on your last few days and recall to your mind an incident that you were able to be kind to someone, even a simple act of kindness. You listen to someone, you give kind advice to someone, or you give your way when you drive to someone, or you open the door or hold the door for someone. Even such a simple act of kindness. Let us rejoice these opportunities to be kind to others. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Again, think about your past few days, recall to your mind an incident that someone was kind to you. Someone listened to you, someone gave something to you, or you notice someone's kindness. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others, with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship fellowship among many living beings.
Foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in me
and many living
and
beings.
many living beings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So nice to have you tonight. Appreciate your commitment and your support and your help to run our programs in the center. And this center runs because of your participation and your generosity. There's no other way we can function. So thank you very much for your support and participation. And one important announcement, May 17th, the Sunday, we are going to have a big ceremony, which is to celebrate Vesak, which is the birthday of the Buddha, not only the birthday, the enlightenment and the passing of the Buddha, but we are organizing a peace walk in parallel to that ceremony, May 17th at 3 p.m. We will start in the north side of the city in the Unitarian Church, and we will walk. We can give you the map. So we do a peace walk, and someone already assigned to give a service dog also to accompany the peace walk. So we would like you to be part of that peace walk. We'll be discussing more in detail, for the volunteer help you can give us. We'll bring our Buddha statue to the church, Unitarian Church there, and to have our ceremony. There are other Buddhist organizations in the area will also join that. It's a big ceremony, so remark the calendar, May 17th, Pittsburgh Peace Walk with the Vesak. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. And those who join over YouTube, we really appreciate your participation. Thank you, Adrian, for your nice comment. Really appreciate, and look forward to see you in person very soon. And thank you, everyone. So really, so glad to have you here join us practicing from home. Appreciate that. Look forward to see you again in our next meditation session.